Bitnami ownCloud stack on Linode. QPG is me. I'm Link Porterfield. Spent over a decade working in telecommunications. Actually, more like a decade and a half, I guess. But working in telecom tech at various levels, from field to network. And been messing around with computers and Linux for longer than that.
What's with the picture with the hair?
Yeah. Got to make it back up to that spot of the mountain again to get my picture retaken with more follically current.
That's false. That's false advertising.
So I work now as a consultant, Linux computer networking. I ask a few questions today, like what is Bitnami? What is ownCloud? What is Linode? And how do I get my Bitnami ownCloud onto Linode? There's a reason why I didn't do a presentation on getting your Bitnami ownCloud onto Amazon Web Services. The presentation you've done. It'll be a 4-step process. Go get your AWS account. Go get your Bitnami account. Enter your AWS credentials into the Bitnami account. Select the machine you want to run.
That's no fun.
That's no, exactly. That's no fun.
Where's the challenge?
So, if what we explore today looks like it's not really fun, you always have some other options to roll a Bitnami machine right out there real easily. Which brings us to the next question. What is Bitnami? Bitnami is a collection of VMs. It's like a library. Actually, you don't have to have an account to use their software. You can get in there and just download a Bitnami VM image. But what they've done is they've taken popular application platforms and development platforms, gotten them installed and set up on the machine, and have got it basically ready to roll VM. Just grab them. So you can pull it up to the cloud, you can pull it down to your desktop, laptop, whatever, fire it up in your own VM, put it on your own internal VM infrastructure on your RAM. But it saves you the headache of loading the system, configuring the system. They've done most of the work. John Smith from the ownCloud community put together this whole presentation on what ownCloud is. For those of you who aren't familiar with ownCloud, they're going to be worth running through this real quickly. Has file sync and share, so Dropbox, OneDrive, that sort of thing. It's open source. That's something the other guys don't have. Easy to use. Some of the others are easy to use, but ownCloud's got that same familiar interface to it. Easy to install. If you're in packages and run your own servers, you can grab this package. Easy to extend. Over 2 million users, which is good for you because other people are running into problems, hopefully before you get that stuff figured out.
So is ownCloud like your own private cloud that you're essentially putting on?
So
a
basically,
public cloud?
yeah, your own Dropbox, your own OneCloud, your own Google Drive. Instead of having to go get one from Google,
Okay.
this one's yours.
How long have they been around?
Just hit 5 years recently. I've been using them for about 3. Been through version 4 through 7. It's definitely been coming along pretty nicely.
Pretty happy with it.
Pretty nicely, yeah. You can run it on Windows. I'll give you my standard disclaimer. Why would you? But if you're so inclined, you can.
And why would you do this versus the Google?
If you want to integrate it more tightly with your application, if you wanted it entirely on private cloud, you could just have your tinfoil hat wrapped a couple layers too tight like me, and you don't want your stuff on Google. I have things on it, but to me it's nice to know, hey, I've got my stuff. You know, is Google Drive going to go away tomorrow? Probably not, but has Google pulled the plug with short or no warning on other products before? Yes. So, having it under your control is kind of nice.
And what license is it?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
It's GPL or AGPL. I'm not
But
good with
550 contributors is a sizable project.
Yes.
And if they're actively contributing.
Yes, and they've got deployments that they can use by ISPs and other resellers too. So, and they've got a commercial edition that has support. We'll be exploring the community edition today, which is what Bitnami uses. So ownCloud for end users, got file sharing options. This is all web interface that you're looking at here. This is the actual client. Looks like a Linux machine there. And that's actually some kind of mobile, probably Android. You can set up notifications, things that can be shared. You can attach external storage.
Is there a integrated currently Dropbox features?
Yes.
Files?
Yes. Yes, and they have sync clients available for Windows, for Mac, for Linux. So you've got a wide variety of stuff. Well, and Android, and I think your iPhone stuff too. App management, so if you want to add in an extra app, text editor, if you want document support like your own Google Docs, you can do that.
And then you can open up access to different apps or docs on this,
Yeah,
depending on who you want.
and you can develop your own apps for it. So the administration, you can get in and set up email templates, server-to-server sharing. So if you want to share something from your own cloud, say you and another organization are collaborating with ownCloud, you can share stuff back and forth. That enforce HTTPS there, that's a good one. Just checking that box is all it takes to make sure that everybody's logging in or SSL onto it. You've got options
still
for
connect to Dropbox. Or
yes, you've got options to actually connect to other cloud storage, external storage,
even OpenStack.
FTP stuff, OpenStack. Yeah, so you've got a lot of options to expand access through it too. User management, basically just set up what groups people are in, username and so forth, where their home share is. It's pretty straightforward and basic user management. You can integrate with things like LDAP, Active Directory as well. LDAP or Active Directory. And then if you're into developing stuff, you've got a lot of options that you can work with there with Rails and Symfony APIs. Pre-selected stuff you can work with. And that's basically where you can go to get it. I've got that at the end too, at least the main ownCloud.org. And ownCloud.org is the community version. ownCloud.com is the commercial support version. That's like they say for the large scale things. Yeah. There are situations where you're definitely. Which brings us to the next question. What is Linode? Linode basically runs a cloud hosting platform. So you can spin up a little VM with them. We've got 4 US and a European Pacific basin. It suggested Dallas and these, so that's kind of the demo that we'll take a look at.
Oh, and thank you to Linode, we should all say, because if anyone's watching video, they paid for our food tonight and gave us great swag. So, thank you, Linode. Good.
I have to say, getting set up with Linode and getting your machine started there is very easy. Probably even easier for you to grab one of their images. You go through their process for installing a custom image if you want to use something like Bitnami, which is what makes it so amazing.
Have you used them where you've load balanced across data centers?
I have. This is actually my first exposure to Linode. So deployment. First thing you need to do is go to the Bitnami website. You do not have to create an account. If you do, you can get notifications that updates and packages you're interested in. So I actually did get the account set up now, even though I've used them in the past. I set one up. So if there's any changes to anything, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll know about it.
But you do that, it's not like Bitnami running on your cloud and it syncs an update and does it itself. You have to push it
Right, yeah, you need to take care of it. Or say you're waiting, I don't want to grab that particular Bitnami stack yet, it's not the version I want. You'll get notification that the new one's been rolled out. So let's see how we actually if we can pause this or not. So when you grab a Bitnami stack that you want to actually deploy to Linode, to get it up there on the big server, you can't just deploy it out of Bitnami to things like AWS or Google's cloud services. They've got a one-click deploy. You're actually going to have to just download it as if you're going to fire it up on your own VMware infrastructure or VirtualBox, KVM, whatever you want to say, and so forth. But so you have to pull down that file. It's just a zip file. It's got some DMDKs and stuff, which is basically your disk, your virtual disk. And it's split out into chunks. So to launch your VirtualBox, create a new guest. Just a 64-bit Linux Ubuntu is going to be fine. 1404 long term on theirs. GigaRAM is plenty on it. And then tell it to use an existing disk image. And the reason I say do this before you go into unzipping with the ownCloud is when you do that creation of that machine in your VirtualBox, it's going to actually create the folder structure in your VMware or your VirtualBox virtual machines folder. So, say you call it ownCloud. You'll now have a folder in your virtual machines folder. ownCloud, you can go ahead and then unzip that Bitnami ownCloud zip file into that folder. And then you'll just browse into there. I'm using Linux file notation. Basically, same thing on a Windows machine if you're doing this on Windows. That squiggly little line that's over there just means your user directory. So, I presume like documents probably. I don't know, or maybe the folder above that, just like C user's username. Yeah. So there will be a bunch of VMDKs. Most of them will have numbers. You just want to grab the plain VMDK. It'll automatically know, hey, the rest are part of me. Set your network adapter up into bridge mode so that you grab an address that's on the LAN where you're not trapped behind some NAT on the machine. And start your VirtualBox guest. We can actually go through some of this afterwards if you guys want to see some of this. I do have one I've already uploaded because, as we've seen, bandwidth is not something we want to do. Waiting while we push like 1.3 gig of data across it. But your initial login on that little machine is just going to be a Linux console. Your login is Bitnami. Pretty much first thing you want to do is change the password on that. It will prompt you. If you do a password that's too similar, it'll reject that. It's fine. It's still manually change it just by typing in the password again, PASSWD. Or I like to get into it with SSH anyway, because it just makes things a lot easier. Cutting and pasting on VirtualBox console, not great like that. So if you got a nice complicated password, you probably want to dump that in through the shell anyway. So getting SSH running on it, they keep the SSH config file in its normal location, but with .back on it, so SSH theme is not going to start up on its own until you actually copy that or move it to where it's supposed to be. That's taking that .back extension off of it, and then tell it to start SSH. That's root. That's why it's got sudo in front of that command to start the SSH service. And then you can connect to your guest over SSH using public keys if you have them. To make life a lot easier rather than walking around passwords. So I like to get in there, make a directory in the Bitnami user's home folder called SSH, create the authorized keys file there, and then paste your public key into it after you've changed the permissions on it. So only your Bitnami user can read it. SSL certificate, it comes with a self-sign out of the box. So you can use SSL on it if you're just playing around with it. If you're trying to deploy it for somebody production environment. And we're not really going to get into any of the SSL stuff, but if you're deploying in an environment like that, you probably have a procedure in place to deploy your own CA certificate from your own in-house CA, or you're going to take care of getting one from another provider. At that point, your ownCloud's web interface is ready to go. Log in at the IP address. It will answer on HTTP at first, but in order to activate that force SSL, you need to log in with SSL, so you might as well hit the HTTPS right out the door.
Hold on a second. you seem to have skipped a step. We were doing Bitnami.
Correct. 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 This is the virtual machine.
The
This is
Bitnami
this is still the virtual machine.
That's the same virtual machine we started. Oh, it was
Yes.
called ownCloud. Okay.
Yes.
Never mind. Okay.
Yes. Because
Sorry.
the way Bitnami publishes what they call stacks.
Mm-hmm.
So say you were grabbing media, you just wanted to put together a little wiki or document keys out there as well, which is actually kind of nice because I can't seem to find a repo package for that. So if you want to fire a document key without downloading it and installing it by hand, just grab that, fire it up, and it was running from the second we fired it up before we started messing around changing passwords. So we could have done that first. It's just nice to get some of that little initial house cleaning out of the way right there when the machine's first moved. So when you hit your own cloud on the web, it's going to have an IP address off the LAN. There's various ways to find out what it is. Command line IP-4 ADVR. You can do that and just kick you out the IP address. So connect to it from your browser. Log into it with the default credentials. The default username is user. Don't have a default username, you have a password that you say here at the top. It's Bitnami, is it? I think it could be. My recommendation is to blow that count away. Force it to SSL. Set up a new user. Make sure that new user is in the admin group. I recommend the email, just for convenience. As you delve into deeper things later, like syncing the calendar, it'll be handy to have your account set up as an email address. You can use some fun tricks with DNS server records to automate finding those data shares. And then log out of that initial account, log in with the new one, make sure it works. And assuming you want to get rid of that one that's called user, that's your permanent logo. So, preparing for upload to Linode, you're going to want to power off your VM, your VirtualBox, just from the command line, tell it shut down now. And then go into your VirtualBox, edit your guest settings, and go to storage, CD, DVD drive. You're going to select an ISO image for the Linux distribution. They've got, it's just a lot of CD. Technically, you don't have to use Linux on this end. You're going to wind up using Linux over on the Linode side. And I've got some directions we can take a look at from Linode to get into the steps that you do as far as pushing it up there. But get your Linux ISO set up to boot. Restart the VM, and it's going to load up Linux at that point. And I have a procedure that we'll check out to upload.
Linux is just a Linux distribution.
Yeah, it's just a live disk. So think like JRML, System Rescue, something like that. Come back to some of that.
So one thing about Bitnami that I sort of like is that it's set up, the good thing about it is you can have like lots of different versions of things on the same machine, but they're all isolated in one directory. So like all the directory structures are non-standard,
Yes.
which is sort of frustrating.
Yes. And when I was putting the demo machine together, going through first finding the Apache config stuff was a little bit of a headache because it's not where you expect it to be. So if sysadmin is something that you do, you're either going to be annoyed or just learn to work around it and understand that it's an appliance. It's not really designed for you. You know, it's designed for somebody that just wants to treat it like it's an object to turn on. Consumer device. It's not. It is a full-fledged system, but because Bitnami's got their own code management and things are in weird places. They've gone under the op directory /op/Bitnami for pretty much everything. machine with Phoenix. Like I was saying, to go into the, this is, have any of you used VirtualBox before? Everyone? All right. So you're familiar with how to tell it to boot off an ISO and whatnot. So once you've got it booted up off that, and this is right off of their installing a custom OS documentation out of Linode. So basically, you go to your Linode control panel. You have to tell it to add a Linode, and you need to create. Basically, you're just creating a new guest on their infrastructure. You're going to wind up creating 2 disks. I want to say it's 15 gigs, what the Bitnami ownCloud unzips to. It's only actually like 1.3 gigs. You wind up transferring on a fresh disk. You're going to want to create a 15 gig volume. And then your other disk you'll make there is just a swap drive.
This is certainly not push button.
No.
Install.
No, it's not. If you want push button simple, throw it on Google Cloud, throw it on AWS. They've got some options for that, and we can take a look at Bitnami as well as Linode. And Linode has some options to spin up machines. So if you're looking to spin up a straight machine, but if you're looking to use Linode and you're looking to do Bitnami, so you already have a Linode account, it can be done. And it's not really as complicated as some of this looks. Basically, you're putting together a new host. You're making a disk. You're making a swap disk for it. And then you're going to boot it into rescue mode, which basically all that's doing is over on the Linode side of things, it's doing what you just did on the VirtualBox. And it's booting you out on the live Phoenix. So it's going to be running live Phoenix. You've got some options on how you go about doing this. They tell you to change Phoenix root user password before you start an SSH service. If you're a user of SSH keys, you don't even need to change the password. Just drop the keys in there. Drop the keys in there, start SSH, and connect to it. They tell you to mount your disk, and it's got the name of what the volume is going to be called. So you actually mount that disk you created to be your system disk. And all you wind up doing is the exact same thing over on the VirtualBox. Run that Phoenix ISO that you're running in, mount your main drive, and then you just run rsync just to clone all your files over from one drive to the other drive. There's one little step you want to make sure you do after you're done. Now, if you run a watch command for disk free, it'll actually just have on screen the Linode. It'll show you the file system as it's filling up. So once it reaches its expected size, you're good to go there. And then before you exit out of your Phoenix on your Linode, you want to edit your file system table. Because it's going to copy them. So make sure you point it to your new disks.
They're going to pay you to write docs.
Yeah.
The docs is brutal. I've never seen where someone said they'll actually pay you to write it. We should start that. Let's just start writing open source docs. $100 is a lot.
They have a control panel or anything for a firewall.
And you say for firewall on Linode? That would be on your machine itself.
So are you going to connect to one that's already running some business?
I can do that. If you guys want to look at Linode first or Bitnami, or what would you guys like to see?
I'm interested to see what this looks like if you have Bitnami running and never seen it.
Well, let's look at that first then. And it's definitely nice if you get some DNS somewhere. Otherwise, you just use my IP. And there's one very important thing where y'all help me find on it, which is right above the section I was looking at. They've got a new command there in Bitnami to change the host name. It kept throwing me back to the IP address. Even though my DNS was getting me here, it was landing me on ownCloud, the address bar still sending me IP. You need to run a command to tell it what it's new host name is, so it understands the answer on that.
So right now, this is.
So right now, this is on the,
And this is your.
yeah, this is
ownCloud.
this is the ownCloud that I just built.
Linode.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's get. They got a little link down here too that gives you some more information about. Yeah, it's Bitnami for it. The default is Bitnami. And they've got PHP MyAdmin installed on this too, which could be potentially handy, except it's locked there when you run on loopback. You can obviously change that by updating some configs, but. And you can turn that page. Kind enough to include the user's manual and your default share. It'll actually filter out photos and music for you too. So if you've got any picture files, they'll just show up in the pictures folder.
Do you have this syncing basically to your own machine and you're using it as a backup, or?
I'm not. This one that I just installed, I'm not using.
This is.
I have one on a different server that I use that does sync stuff. Mostly for portability, getting stuff from my machines. One thing that I do really like and use on it is contacts.
So this comes built in as part of.
Yeah, this is no changes. This is just out of the box on the block right now. So you can throw in names, where they work, email, phone number, and all that. Everything you would expect to find in the phone book. And on Android with the Android app, you can set it up so that it syncs with the native Android.
Okay, so
Shows
my
up in-
contacts in Android could sync there.
Calendar, also with the Android app, you're able to sync your calendar up. Exactly what you'd expect, set up an event. If you want it to repeat, you need an alarm on it. And I use that actually for all my calendars. Kick my Google calendar to the curb. I'd say I kicked the Google address book to the curb, but no, I'm not into that. It's handy to have some stuff in there too, but my main address book is actually. And bookmarks. One thing I wish I was an app writer. The first thing I want to do probably either notes, any notes that you could sync with some kind of native interface, or bookmark sync that has some kind of plugin for the browser. Bookmark sync stuff would be driving me nuts. So what's that one? Some guy says LastPass.
I don't know, I use LastPass.
To use the X marks between Chrome. I say they have them for Opera, more or less stop using that. Between Firefox and Chrome, managed to trash my bookmarks, something ferocious all the time. And of course, their native sync stuff didn't help either. I finally got a lot of that turned off, but I spent 2 hours cleaning up the bookmarks one time. only to turn around and they were just, it was like somebody kicked them all over the kitchen. All right, I'm done here putting bookmarks in my browser. So if I've got a bookmark I need to get to, well, that's weird. That must be one that you have to turn on. So here, let's take a look at apps.
And these are the apps that come with
Yes.
Somewhere.
With ownCloud. It's got expansion capabilities built into it. You can just go to the list.
I mean, essentially, if you had a small team of 2 or 3 people, this would be a way to set up your own work environment that all of you can share, where it's in your own system. Especially useful at big companies where you can get those tools and you do it outside the scope of IT. But we would recommend that.
Oh, I see, so they have a lot of things.
Text editor is one that I like. It'll let you just have a clean text file. You can actually edit it through the web browser.
Okay, I see bookmarks.
Where is it? I'm missing it. There it is. Yeah. Bookmarks. Enable. You can actually, if you didn't want everybody to have a particular app, you can break people down into groups, not certain groups with certain features, but bookmarks. It's just gotten to where now if I need a bookmark, I'll throw it in there.
So for the sake of initial setup, you have to remain running to a mass dump like a CSV file or something like that. Because if I'm going to put in 300 bookmarks, that's going to take a very long time.
I didn't concentrate on moving any bookmarks when I decided to start using ownCloud for bookmarks. It just became I am thoroughly disgusted with what these bookmark sync things have done to my bookmarks in my browser.
Sure.
And for the most part, was able to survive with Firefox's awesome bar type of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It was pretty good, but sometimes you really want some way to get back to something and find something, and it may be months later. Where was that thing that? Well, throwing it in somewhere like this, and where you can come in and you can edit it. So it's going to grab the page title, but you can add your own description. You can add tags. So say I want to do VM, cloud, Linux. Come find that later, and then you've got your clouds, your tags, excuse me, will show up there, and it'll give you a tally too of how many different bookmarks you've got. It's kind of nice to get it filtered out like that. Let's see here.
So now when you're on there, is Bitnami running now, or you have to launch that?
Bitnami is basically just the name of the company that packaged up that VM.
Right.
So when we fired it up, it's running. It's not, Bitnami isn't anything in particular that's on it, they just put it together. And then this is the Bitnami ownCloud. So
You're just running Linux, whatever flavor of Linux and whatever flavor of all your apps.
you're running Ubuntu
Right.
14.04 LTS.
So, ownCloud is Bitnami? I'm
No,
sorry.
no. So we've got three different unrelated entities
Right.
involved.
I got the ownCloud and I got the Linode, so I'm
So-
interested in the Bitnami piece.
The Bitnami piece is we didn't just go fire up some Debian Linode and go install ownCloud from repositories.
Right.
We grabbed Bitnami's VM of their own cloud package, and that actually might be a good time to take a look at.
So
Take a look at-
ownCloud came from Bitnami.
Yes. That's why I refer to it as a Bitnami home cloud.
Don't say Docker, still containers, still confuse me. But they'll be here February 10th. I'm very excited, everyone should attend. I'll contact Docker and see if we can't get free Docker swag.
I want to
Then it'll be cool.
say Linux had something on their site about what
Keep giving away free swag and it's gonna get pretty crowded.
No, I mean,
Well, someone's gotta come eat all this food over. So we ran a Bitnami VM of ownCloud.
yes. So like if you came in here, so you want to work,
Then
but you don't know anything about putting together a dev
So how is this, okay, so how is this different than a container? Because essentially, it's a prepackaged VM.
Well, normally the containers run on top of an existing,
Yeah.
you can either do it on top of an existing Linux install, or you can use that in your VMs if you absolutely must. But Docker, as much as I know about Docker, which I don't really know that much, but you could layer on the packages that you want to use and it brings in other packages to support it. This is more just a self-contained type of thing, sort of like your Fire VMware, they have the pre-made virtual appliances that you can select from.
That's what these are.
So these are virtual.
These are pre-made virtual.
Exactly.
Yes.
Saves you lots of time.
Yeah, because I know I've launched Drupal before, and just getting it launched is hard enough. Forget about configuring it.
The security guru and tricks out and think about using a virtual appliance because like things and knowing what's going into it. That's
Not knowing if stuff is where it should be.
yeah.
So this is it. So it has like MediaWiki there. So if I want to just have a MediaWiki, I follow these steps to essentially build a VM,
Yeah.
transfer it out to Linode, and now I've got it without having to do all that.
Of course, the downside is you have to fire up VM every time for every different thing rather than just being able to put multiple services on the same set, which I mean, isn't an issue with Docker or any other.
So on that cloud, each one of these particular things is a separate VM. It's
Yeah.
not-
Everything we're looking at from Bitnami is separate.
So would you recommend like if I run one thing, I would run one instance of it? I wouldn't run, you can't run two VMs.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to run two Bitnami machines on one instance because
Yeah,
the instances
you
that
basically pay
you have
per
two
machine
instances,
on
yeah.
that. You know, so if you like MediaWiki and WordPress on there, you'd be paying for two virtual machines.
Right, and so it's not like you're building your own desktop environment, so to speak, in the cloud.
The thing is, though, is underneath it, it still is whatever it's running on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is a bunch of machine. You can update the repositories. You can.
But you've got the
Post security
specific
updates.
app.
You can go
loaded in.
add a package from it, you know, but it's not going to be the Bitnami version.
No, by default it is, it's a sheet from the underlying.
Okay, so this is a list, but when you go to Linode, it has a list of things too, right? It just doesn't have ownCloud, is that kind
Well,
of?
with Linode, you're going to wind up.
It must have appliances too, right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know that they really had so much.
Yeah, they do
What?
that to
Few?
WordPress and I think there's
But WordPress is easier just to open up a WordPress.
Most people's
Type your name in
install
your button and
WordPress,
go to WordPress.
going to cPanel and clicking the button to install WordPress.
Yeah, I don't like C, but I've done that.
But I can't.
Can one of you guys invent a new authentication system that doesn't require 100 passwords? It's always the problem.
Well,
I mean,
this is
simple-
one way to
come on,
solve
yeah.
that problem. We just left that up there to encourage two-factor authentication. Everybody who's viewing this presentation. It's a good practice.
Well, just get rid of it. Just open it all up. It's not long.
I don't know if that solves it.
It does. I don't have to remember 100 passwords. Just go in.
There's another service that's sort of the same thing called Turnkey Linux.
So, okay, so I can see that you're running ownCloud right now.
Right, and that's just what I named it. It was like Linode 087245 or something out of the box, which you can change the name of your instances. We actually looked at that instance.
Right.
We can see there's the disk, there's the swap, here's the last stuff it's done. That's graphs.
Did you, I keep asking questions. Did you
That's
choose Linode from a price perspective? Did you choose them just because? or-
Curiosity.
Okay.
So what are you paying for here? You pay for, you pay for,
That was, that was one of the other things that made Linode kind of interesting to me was you look at some of these like AWS price lists.
Yeah, you can't figure it out.
cost? What? Could cost you nothing? Could cost you 3 kingdoms worth of ransom. I mean, it's like one of the guys.
They could put a bet in there and make up the next $4,000 bill, too.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Amazon, that's their goal, right? We run a public cloud HP. We would never do that to our customers. We have plenty of room if you want to come on our cloud. We have plenty of room in our public cloud.
I have a bridge I want to start.
HP is not about profit, it's about helping our phone.
So if you add a Linode, and they've got
But these are the
various sizes, so your 1024, your 2048. So one core, dual core, quad core.
So, okay, so if I look at the second one, so it's 3 hours.
3 cents an hour, or $20 a month. So
They have a cap on it, so they
Yeah.
should get a certain amount.
So that tells me if I run that at the maximum, it's $20.
yeah,
But if I run too much of it, it'll pull it back on me. I mean, do you keep these VMs running like your own cloud all the time, or do you just bring it up when you need it?
no, you would leave it all the time.
You just leave it up all the
Yeah.
time.
You pay, with these guys, you pay for all their trouble.
Yeah.
The nice thing is if you have to fire up something really quick, you know, leave for a day. You
Mhm.
fire it up for a day, then shut it off and you only pay it for what, 50 cents?
Yeah.
Yeah, if that, I want to say, when I was looking at it yesterday, it said I was in for 9 cents. All right.
But for what you were doing, because it's not just like keeping bookmarks and contacts, I mean, do you need 2 CPU cores? I guess for $20, yeah, but, I mean, you're not looking to go 20 CPUs and mass.
I'm on the single core.
You use the single one
I
for
use the
$10
single core.
and don't have any problems. Okay, but the pricing is simple.
And that was one of the appeals of why I want to see it.
Okay.
There's a lot of different products that are very similar. There's DigitalOcean, WorldShare.
I've heard of these guys from my past being at the show, so, and then it had some of their applications great. I'm sorry, I misdirected you from reading. I'm terrible.
Let's say Linode. You see there, it gives you kind of a generic name, being created. Go in and edit it. So deploy an image, you've got Arch Linux from October 2014, CentOS 7, Debian 7, Fedora 21.
You know, I thought Mint Linux was getting popular. Is that Mint Linux days over?
No, it is. It's
Still
popular.
popular?
It's a desktop distribution.
It's not for the backend server.
Yeah, it's not a server. It's basically, it's built on Ubuntu.
Do they run Windows on there, or is this just all Linux? Can I run FreeBSD? Because that's the kind of guy I am.
DigitalOcean used to have it for years.
Did they?
Yeah, I don't think Linode, I think that's the whole point of the Lin in the Linode.
Well, no FreeBSD, I'm not going.
If
Now, if you
plug
could-
in does stuff, go
if
run
you
it
could-
onto our stuff, you know,
Yeah, so say a Windows put on a server.
I was at Citrix and we bought a hardware company, and a whole chunk of this piece of hardware was running on FreeBSD. And, you know, of course, when guys leave, it's like, oh my God, we got this operating. You know, who would pick FreeBSD like that? And
I was kind of
hardware
surprised. I
products.
know, my
There's a lot of people using it.
The graphics company might work for us. The
Yeah.
graphics company has some kind of graphics software that runs on FreeBSD. The FreeBSD box there, one of our coworkers is a guy that builds the FreeBSD box. Yeah, all right. He's not really a BSD guy, he knows how to use whatever it is that's on there.
All I know is that every time there's a security problem in my network, to comments coming from the FreeBSD box. The single one.
Really?
Yes.
Yours or someone else's?
A friend,
Yeah, but not yours.
the FreeBSD developer that we happen to have in her box is always the first one to.
So then you pick whichever distribution.
Pick whatever distro you can fire up, and they've got some older ones there.
But it doesn't have, does it have the ability where you pick the app, like I just want to run this app on it?
No.
So they don't do that kind of thing. That's
Yeah.
what the Bitnami thing.
They have rolled out a new option where they're trying to do some network configuration for it.
Yeah. So this, I mean, this is a solution that people know what they're doing.
Yeah. Linode is not.
It's not rack space for the first But of course, you're paying $10 a month, so.
Yeah.
If you got a backspace, you pretty much get to see that. Oh, machine, that's essentially what it is.
So the way you show us the only thing you're paying for is the
Yes. Not paying for anything else. Bitnami, I think, is looking to make their money from rolling things out through other one-click type stuff.
So, but they have those kind of agreements with AWS or something.
Yeah, and
I mean, that doesn't make sense. I mean, from
I'm
Linode's
not-
perspective, that doesn't make sense for the customer base to offer those kind of solutions.
Right.
That's not
Right,
who they're
and-
targeting.
Linode is more targeting developers. You need a dev box, you need and they're targeting people that are comfortable firing up their own systems. Just need to get in there, install some packages.
So the ultimate question on this ownCloud thing is, I struggle with how to back up gigabytes of pictures and video. The number one problem is if you use any, put your wife or your husband on iPhoto and it goes past a gig, your life is miserable. So, I paid God knows what for some company, I don't know who they're, Just Cloud or something, and they back up, I pay like $100 a year to back up a gig of pictures, which is insane. So for $10 a month, that's
You could be
insane. I could push here.
And the ownCloud app
Yeah.
for your phone has the same thing as all the other clouds.
And it'll just go
Auto-
from the same-
Auto upload your pictures.
So
Yeah,
how much
you can-
storage do I have on my? So how much storage?
So
do I
that's
have?
that's going to depend
Not
on
RAM storage, but
No.
actually.
That's going to depend on what size you picked. So let's go back to Linode's here. The way I configured the ownCloud one, I set that up as a 15 gig drive.
Yeah, but ownCloud can, if I saw it correctly, can link to other sources,
Correct. So you
can
could go in
scatter
there.
your shit all over the internet.
Well, I have two different backup companies right now. One is Just Cloud, and I don't know what the other one is, and it's a disaster. Yet another thing if someone could solve the iPhoto issue. And I know I owe Carl an explanation. She's wife it means that when you figure it out, you tell me, and it's just a mess.
I'd be interested to see actually how this Windows 10 add-on that they're just announced.
Is it supposed to?
It's supposed to disperse photos, name the folders automatically, separate them into smart groups, like auto.
But it made no sense to leave Apple because
Oh.
I thought no one touches
I want
it.
to see this.
Right?
Yeah. And sync,
And it's
yeah,
So the thing is,
with wherever you want it to go.
even with the Windows 10 stuff, you're still gonna need like Windows Home Server or something like that. In order to properly back up this information, that's enough for the data part.
So yeah, if you go into the apps and enable the external storage support, you could come in here and you can hook up some Amazon S3 or anything that's blank.
Well, it's weird that I can external storage to ownCloud, which is what this is.
To another ownCloud.
To another one.
Yeah. So back to that example where you and a business associate collaborate for different companies. You're both running ownCloud. You want to set some stuff like that in order for. So you got your business ownCloud and your own ownCloud.
I mean, this is really, there's all these nice kind of fancy prepackaged things for you, but this is a way to do your stuff. Be nice.
So how does the performance compare to Dropbox? Like, Dropbox is pretty slow on, it's good on download.
I don't really have been using my Dropbox and whatnot ever since.
SkyDrive's the same way, Google Drive is the same.
My own experience with desktop phones with ownCloud, back when I was messing with it a while ago, was that, well, the client was pretty stable, it wasn't actually fast. I don't know if they've included long runs or not, or determined what's changed, but I didn't notice it was devices which I was or if that one thing for
Yeah, depending on what you're doing, ownCloud's file structure. So I started with version 4 is when I started playing with ownCloud. They used to sync with this folder off the root called client sync. They did that, I guess, so that you could have other programs that could have their own isolated folders, so whatever they were storing would show up in the main sync folder. Well, ultimately, the next release or so, they decided, we're just going to sync the root. So, for a year or so, I've been just reconfiguring and working around that to put it back into where it used that client sync folder. I finally got sick of it. You know what? I'm done with this. We're just going to move it to the way the new out of the box is, because I'm considering doing some other things where they're moving it elsewhere and whatnot. It might involve setting that up. I didn't want to deal with jumping through that hoop to go back to the old way. So I wound up deleting everything, deleting that client sync folder off my ownCloud server. Now it leaves the stuff on my remote machine at home intact. So I told it, hey, I want you to sync the root out of the client sync. You need to re-upload. Trying to re-upload everything, not the world's greatest experience. You know, it's trying to do 1.7 gig. It choked and died a couple times. You go back and kind of kill it, restart it, and whatnot. But as far as just one file at a time, you know, normal use type stuff, you turn a few files into a folder, it's fine. But if you're going to try and shove gigs at it at once, you might want to do this.
Can you go back to the Bitnami? So I saw the video again, just see what other apps.
Yeah, sure. Well, they've got them broken down into categories.
I mean, so they're pretty much, it's just, they're just lots of appliances.
Tons of appliances.
Tons of
They've
stuff
got
you've never heard of. Got Sugar CRM. They're still
Sugar
around.
CRM. They've got Audio, which is formerly known as OpenERP. And I guess Audio is gone. They're going to software as a service. They're having more with OpenERP now. They're actually doing free for up to 2 users, but
I mean, most of this are just sort of projects, right?
yes.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's essentially a nice collection.
And there's Minecraft. For those of you who missed my famous Minecraft presentation.
That's right. The Craft Bucket Minecraft is an upcoming Minecraft server mod. There's your mods. There's your mods.
I can't even tell you today, my son was all over me. We were trying to change the skin of the way that people look. The
Right.
Steve or something. Oh my God. I crashed the machine 3 times. The steps, just,
That's the only thing they've got under the games is that Minecraft
that's hilarious.
mod deal. But bug tracking systems, track, redmine, code review.
What's it? The collaboration.
I'm not familiar with Tiki and Mahara. I've heard of Horde. Mostly for
Vote
the-
for your favorite application to become a package. And our monthly contest page will add the winning apps. Well, that's really interesting. I like the way their community seems to work from far.
Yeah.
There's only so many resources to do this stuff. They're looking for what people want. Etherpad, I love Etherpad. You guys use Etherpad? The greatest thing ever. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's interesting to see projects I hadn't heard of either.
What was the other cloud? So ownCloud was one. Are there other cloud things that cloud tools? So there's a ton. I love accounting. It's interesting how that some things go right up top. So those are prepackaged things.
That are helping you manage and monitor. Huh. Some tools for Amazon, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. I'm not entirely sure how that one would work.
What does WAMP stand for?
Windows, Apache, MySQL, PHP.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not really sure
What you would
how do you do the licensing on the Windows.
People like it.
Bought a new Windows laptop to start on now.
Oh, there's your Docker container built in. To
Yeah,
remind
and that's-
everyone, February 10th. All right. So we've hit almost an hour. Any other questions as we've asked all the questions?
So my question would be for ownCloud, you said that the use case you kind of had was like replacement for Dropbox or?
Replacement for Dropbox or calendaring or contact storage. It's got multiple applications. What I use it for is replacement for Google Calendar, replacement for Google Contacts, bookmarks, share files.
Is there a API for some actual right to Dropbox instead of?
API to make it right so Dropbox is the
Some apps will let you give it your Dropbox credentials.
So you're trying to make sure that something you push up to your own cloud is stored on your Dropbox share.
Two separate things. I'm just asking if you get an API developers to use to.
Some apps have it to go to Dropbox. Does this
Gotcha.
does it have it so that you can go to your own?
Yeah, they do have an API as to what it can and can't do. I'm not writing code on it.
Whole PD application. PD desktop Linux. It's actually ownCloud. It's done like PD for this.
Well, first of all, thank you for standing up and volunteering to speak today. And
Just wanted to make sure we're still going to have some more cloud computing.
well, the problem was the end of last year, I ended up doing 3 European trips in 3 months, and it was just a disaster for me. And so it was just too hard to do things. And I tried to do the Halloween where everyone could come and dress as the devil.
Previous email.
But we are back in sync. February 10th, same place, same back channel, and we'll have a guy from Docker here to take us through an intro. You can ask if anything you want. Please tell your friends and everyone, because I'll have tons of food, and make sure everyone gets the Linode stuff from today. And if you want a certain topic covered, send us through the meetup email or contact me. More than happy to try to go and find that person. Even if we can't get them live, we can get them remotely. So whatever it is you guys want to see.
Can you post your slides somewhere? Can you post your slides?
Yeah, can you email me the slides and we'll put them up on, we also have in LinkedIn, we do have a Boise Cloud Computing group on LinkedIn. So if you're not in that, join it. I'll post this video tomorrow and add that link there. And if you're in there, you can just post the slides in there or post a SlideShare or whatever. And so I do try to use that. So if there's any topic in cloud, let us know. We can get the people to come here, like a Docker, or we can do remote. Thanks again. And if you guys want food to take home, please take home. I'm such a bad person. How bad did we do and not? Did we eat a lot of it today?